Hello my dear students. So this video is the continued part of a Karnataka CET series where we have taken chemical kinetic chapter. Okay, so we have completed 2015 and the 16, and as I told, the weightage of the chapter is around totally 2 to 3 questions definitely will going to appear even in the CET as well as for the NEET exam. So now let us move to the next year, that is 2017. The total questions been asked were 3. Okay, and the question were based on the rate of a reaction and the activation energy and the order of a reaction. So as I had told this one even before. Okay, so let us move to the first question over here, that is, which of the following statement is in accordance with the Arrhenius equation? So quite a simple question. The question is that they have given a 4 statement where you had to tell which statement is accordance with the Arrhenius equation. Okay, and for that you should know what is that Arrhenius equation. So it is which relates the rate constant and the activation energy and the temperature over here. Okay, so K is equal to A into e to the power minus EA by RT. So this is what the Arrhenius equation, where K is nothing but the rate constant, A is nothing but a Arrhenius constant, e to the power minus EA by RT. This total value is nothing but the fraction of molecules that are undergoing a collision or reacting. Okay, so exponential, this power you have to remember, and EA means activation energy, R means the gas constant, T means temperature. Okay, so one point you have to concentrate here. As the temperature increases, the rate of a reaction or the rate constant also, its value also increases. That we have to concentrate. Okay, yes. Now the 4th statement they have given according to the Arrhenius equation is that rate of a reaction increases with the increase in temperature, rate of a reaction increases with a decrease in activation energy, rate constant decreases exponentially with the increase in temperature, where rate of a reaction does not change with increase in activation energy. See, quite simple by the formula or the equation that I have written, and even we should know which are the factors that affect the rate of a reaction. Temperature, okay, that you have to remember. Temperature is the one factor which affects. With the increase in temperature, the rate of a reaction also increases. How? More the kinetic energy increases, more the collision of a molecule increases, so obviously the speed of a reaction also increases. Similarly, with the increase in concentration also, the rate of a reaction increases, and the nature of a reactant that we have taken, that also play a very important role. Okay, and one more factor is that the catalyst. Okay, so the rate of a reaction can increase by the use of a catalyst. Okay, yes. So according to the equation, as I told, rate of a reaction increases with the increase in temperature. So it's an answer for the given, which is in accordance with the Arrhenius equation. Okay, the rate of a reaction increases with the increase in temperature. Okay, where according to this, the answer for the given question is option A. Okay, then rate of a reaction increases with a decrease in activation energy. This comes in case where the catalyst is used. If the catalyst is used in the one of the reaction, the main role of a catalyst, it will going to speed up the rate of a reaction by giving an alternate path. Okay, if the catalyst being used, the activation energy will be low. Okay, that point you have to concentrate. Rate constant decreases exponentially with the increase in temperature. No, here you could observe the equation that is given. So the rate of a reaction does not change with increase in activation energy. So quite related with the B option itself, rate of a reaction does not change with the increase in activation energy. It will going to, here also you could see the rate of reaction definitely affect with the activation energy over here. Okay, so now rate of reaction increases with the increase in temperature is the correct option. Okay, so this is the first question from 2017. So similarly, the next question you could observe a very simple question, that is, which of the statement is incorrect? So we should tell which of the statement is incorrect. So the rate law for any reaction cannot be determined experimentally. Okay, what they are telling, the rate law for any reaction cannot be determined experimentally. So one point we need to consider. So we have studied the order of a reaction, right? So when I say order of a reaction, this order of a reaction can be calculated by the experimental factor, not the theoretical. Okay, so even by this order, like we can calculate the rate, right? Okay, so the rate of a reaction can be calculated by the experimental method also. So here the rate law for any reaction cannot be determined experimentally, they are telling, but which is an incorrect statement. We can determine the rate law for any reaction by the experimental also. So this is an incorrect option. Okay, similarly, just complex reactions have a fractional order. Yeah, complex reactions means what? The reactions which are taking in more than one step. So that can be, it is not compulsory have to be a fractional order, it can be a fractional order, it can be a first order or zero order, like that. Complex reaction can have a fractional order. Okay, and one more point, in complex reactions the slowest step will be the rate determining step. So we need to consider that according to the rate law. So bimolecular reactions involve simultaneous collision between the two species. So this is bimolecular reaction. Bimolecular reactions means the reaction consisting of two species. Okay, so bimolecular reactions involve simultaneous collision between the two species. Okay, so usually this bimolecular reaction is an organic reactions. Okay, these are organic reactions which consists of two molecules. Obviously the two species concentration play a very important role because it involves a simultaneous collision between the two species. Okay, now molecularity is only applicable for the elementary reaction. Yes, so when I say elementary reaction is nothing but a single step of the reaction. Okay, so single step means, for example, A molecules of A, B molecules of B gives C molecules of C and D molecules of D. Okay, this is a simple step of the reaction or the single step of the reaction. So I could say this is an elementary reaction. So there is involvement of only A molecules. I can find out the molecularity. What do you mean by molecularity here? The reacting species or the molecules that are taking part in a reaction. So if it is a single step, I can find out how many moles of A is reacting, how many moles of B is reacting. If the same reaction is taking in a multiple step, it is difficult to find out the molecularity of that complex reaction. So molecularity is only applicable for the elementary reaction is correct. So only the incorrect statement is that the rate law for any reaction cannot be determined experimentally, they are telling, but it can be determined by the experimental method. So this is an incorrect statement. So the second question of 2017, a simple question. And the third question you could see here, that is for a reaction. So such type of questions have been appeared in 2016 also. So reaction they have given half moles of A will give 2 moles of B. The rate of disappearance of A is related to the rate of appearance of B by the expression, where they have given 4 expressions over here. Okay, if you will get to know how to write the rate expression for the given reaction, you can find out very easily. So how we can write? So the given equation is like half moles of A will react to give 2 moles of B, right? So if I try to write a rate equation for this, I showed how to write. So if I apply the same method over here, what happens? So 1 by 2 mole, okay, change in the concentration of A with respect to time. So here we need to write minus y, since it's a reactant, its concentration is decreasing, is equal to 1 by 2 dB by dt. This is how we are going to write the rate equation, right? Yes. Now, so this will move to the numerator. So minus 2 we can write. So dA by dt is equal to half dB by dt. What is the question they have asked? The question is that the rate of disappearance of A is related to the rate of appearance of B. How rate of appearance of a B is related means we could take this 2 over here. Okay, so we could take 2 over here, or we could take 2 over here, like what happens, minus dA by dt. This is a rate of disappearance of a A. Okay, is equal to this 2. I'm multiplying over here, 2 into 2, that is 1 by 4 dB by dt. This is the rate of appearance of B. Okay, so you can check this equation or the rate expression with the 4 options they have given. Check the first option, no, it is not there. Check the second option, yeah, it is minus dA by dt. You have 1 by 4 dB by dt. Okay, so with obviously, since we got the answer, it's an option B which is correct. If can compare it with the equation C or D as well, where it is not coping up, so it is the option B which is correct. Okay, so if you get to know how to write the rate expression like this, then it will be very easy to calculate. Okay, so this is like a third question, and this completes the 2017. Okay, now comes the 2018. So the number of questions been asked over here is 2. Okay, so quite simple question. A temperature coefficient of a reaction is 2. When the temperature is increased from 30 degree to 90 degree, the rate of a reaction is increased by. Okay, for this you should know a simple trick is there to find out. Before that, what is temperature coefficient? Temperature coefficient is nothing but, see, for a reaction which is taking a time, like at time t, okay, for a reaction 1 which is taking at the time t, okay, for this reaction with a temperature t, okay. So what happens, for temperature let us take as a 10 degree. For the 10 degree Celsius, the reaction is taking place at time t. Okay, so what I'll do, I'm going to increase the temperature by 10 degree more. Means if I increase the temperature to the 20 degree, initially it was 10 degree. Okay, then when I increase the temperature by 10 degree Celsius, what happens? Even the rate of a reaction also doubles. Okay, so this we have what we're going to call it as a temperature coefficient. With every 10 degree rise in a temperature, the rate of a reaction either doubles or triples. That is what the rate temperature coefficient, how it is represented, students. So K T plus 10, rate constant at with a 10 degree temperature and rate constant at a given temperature. Okay, so is equal to or approximately equal to 2 or 3, means either doubles or triples. Okay, with every 10 degrees. So this you have to remember. Now question what they have given, the temperature coefficient of a reaction is 2. Okay, the temperature coefficient of a reaction is 2 they have given. When the temperature is increased from 30 degree to 90 degree, the rate of a reaction is increased by. Quite simple. So what I am going to do, I know the value of 2n. See, I could write 2n. Okay, what do you mean by this 2n? So 2 is like the temperature coefficient of the reaction, that is 2. N means what? How many times the temperature is rising. So N is equal to difference in temperature. How much? 90 degree minus 30 degree. Okay, so 90 degree minus 30 degree. Okay, so 10 degree is the normal temperature according to the temperature coefficient. 90 minus 30, how much? It is 60 divided by 10. So 10 ones are 10 six are. So n value equal to how much? 6. Okay, so 2n is nothing but what? 2 to the power 6 over here. 2 to the power 6 means what? It is 64 times. Okay, so according to the formula, according to the question, when the temperature is increased from 30 degree to 90 degree, the rate of reaction increases by how many times? 64 times. Okay, so no need to do all this calculation. At least if you get to know, just find out the difference in the temperature. 90 minus 30, like 60 degree, like take it as a 6 over here. So 2 to the power n. Okay, 2 is like a either doubles or triples. Even they have mentioned here as a 2. So 2 to the power n, if you do, you're going to get a direct answer. So it is 64 times. Okay. So it is the first question of 2018. Similarly, the next question is the value of a rate constant of a pseudo first order reaction. The value of rate constant of a pseudo first order reaction is depends only on temperature, depends on the concentration of a reactant present in small amount, depends on the concentration of a reactant present in excess, and it is independent of the concentration of a reactant. So, what do you mean by pseudo first order reaction? So, this we have studied. Pseudo first order reaction. Pseudo means the false or fake, we could say. That is, the higher order reaction can be considered as a first order reaction by taking any one of the reactant in an excess. For example, if I consider for example, which one? Methyl acetate. Methyl acetate when treated with the water. I could say the hydrolysis of methyl acetate in presence of an acid will give what? CH3, COOH, acetic acid and methyl alcohol. Okay. So this is what a order, like molecularity here is 2. 1 mole of a methyl acetate and 1 mole of a water. The molecularity is 2. But what happens? If I try to write a rate equation, R is equal to K into concentration of a methyl acetate into concentration of a water. Okay. So, according to this rate equation, the rate of a reaction depends on the concentration of a methyl acetate as well as a water. Okay. But here what I'll do, the water, any one of the reactant is taken in an excess quantity. Okay. So, K into concentration of water. If I take a water around, for example, let us say 1 liter, for the reaction, if it is using around 0.1 ml only means, so change in the concentration of water is constant over here. Okay, compared to this concentration, this water is taken in an excess. So whatever the change that could be seen in the concentration is negligible. So what happens? So the concentration of a water is taken as a constant. Okay. So I could say then what happens? The reaction depends only on the methyl acetate. Okay. Where 1 is taken as a constant. So I could write R is equal to K CH3 COO CH3. Okay. So here this is R is equal to K methyl acetate concentration. Now it comes to the first order reaction. Okay. So how it turned into a first order? By taking any one of the reactant in an excess. So can I say the value of rate constant of a pseudo first order reaction depends on the concentration of a reactants present in excess. Okay. Since one reactant is taken in an excess, so because of that, the rate of a reaction or the order of a reaction has changed over here. So it is the option C which is correct. Since we have taken one reactant in an excess, so we could find out, or we could say it is pseudo first order reaction. So option C which is the correct one. Okay, so the second question, and this is about 2018. So now comes 2019. The number of questions been asked over here is 3 questions. Okay, so here also the simple questions you could see. So which is a wrong statement? The first statement is that the rate constant K is equal to Arrhenius constant A if activation energy equal to 0. Okay, so question is, which is a wrong statement we need to tell. Ln K versus 1 by T plot is a straight line. E to the power minus EA by RT gives the fraction of a reacting molecules that are activated at a given temperature. Presence of a catalyst will not alter the value of EA. So let us go one by one. What they are telling, rate constant K will be equal to Arrhenius constant A when if EA equal to 0. So if I apply the Arrhenius equation, K is equal to A into e to the power minus EA by RT. What they are telling? If EA value is 0, quite simple. If I take K into A, e to the power, if I put EA equal to 0, what happens? 0 by any number like 0, okay. So here what happens? E to the power 0 equal to 1, so K equal to A. So the first option what they have given is correct, means the statement what they have given is correct. It is not a wrong statement. Now, ln K versus 1 by T plot is a straight line. Yes. So here if I apply the log or ln to both, what happens? Ln K is equal to ln A into so here what happens? Minus EA by RT. Okay, so this is what we have seen. So plus minus EA by RT, this is what we have seen, right? Okay, so if I draw a graph of ln K versus 1 by T, we will going to get a straight line. This we have explained it in the previous one of the question also. We will going to get a straight line. So ln K versus 1 by T. Okay, yes, that is also a correct statement. Now, e to the power minus EA by RT gives the fraction of a reactant molecules. Yes, as I told, this represent the fraction of a molecules that are undergoing collision. Collision means which are get activated at a given temperature. So even it is also a correct statement. So the last one is that presence of a catalyst will not alter the value of EA. No. Actually what happens? The role of catalyst that it will going to provide an alternate path to the reaction so that the speed of a reaction increases. So the catalyst will alter the rate of a reaction by providing an alternate path. So when we use the catalyst, the energy required for the maximum molecules to get activate will be also low. Okay, so presence of catalyst will not alter, they are telling, but the presence of catalyst will definitely going to alter the value of activation energy. So it's option D, which is a wrong statement. Okay, so the next question is a simple question, that is 1 liter of 2 molar acetic acid is mixed with 1 liter of 3 molar ethyl alcohol to form a ester. The rate of a reaction with respect to the initial rate when each solution is diluted with an equal volume of water will be, okay, whether 0.25 times or 0.5 times, 2 times or 4 times. See, quite simple what they are telling. 1 liter of acetic acid is taken and is mixed with the 1 liter of ethyl alcohol. The molarity of acetic acid is 2 molar. The molarity of ethyl alcohol is 3 molar. Okay. So they form a ester. The rate of a reaction with respect to the initial rate. What happens to the rate of a reaction with respect to the initial rate if each solution is diluted with an equal volume of water? For this 2 molar of acetic acid, okay, if I dilute it by the water, the same amount of water is also added to this ethyl alcohol. So after dilution, what happens to the rate of this reaction, they are asking. Whether increases, whether decreases, or how it is related, we need to tell. Okay, quite a simple question. If you know how to write the rate equation here, so you can answer very clearly. See here. So acetic acid and the ethyl alcohol. Okay, so let us take R1, rate of a reaction, initial rate reaction R1. So can I write here K into, okay, concentration of acetic acid, okay, and the concentration of ethyl alcohol. Okay, so R1 is equal to K. What is the concentration of acetic acid? 2 molar. Let us take it as a 2 molar. Okay. What is the concentration of ethyl alcohol? They have given 3 molar. Okay. So let us consider this as a equation 1. Now, after dilution, the rate of a reaction with respect to the initial rate when each solution is diluted with the equal volume of water. So let us write the rate equation for the acetic acid and the ethyl alcohol when they are diluted. So let us take it as a R2. After what? After dilution. Okay, R2 is equal to K Equal volume of a water means I could take 2. So if it is 1 liter means they may add 1 more liter. So 2 by 2, okay, and 3 by 2. So 2 means what? Equal volume of a water is added. Okay, let us take this as the equation 2. Okay, so here only you can simplify. So R2 is equal to K 3 by 2. Okay, this is equation 2. Now, the rate of a reaction with respect to the initial rate of a reaction with respect to the initial rate. Okay, what happens we need to tell. So K into 3 by 2 over here divided by K into 2 into 3 over here. Okay, so it is like what we can write. So 3 by 2 and here it is 6. Okay, so 3 ones are 3 twos are 1 by 4. So can I write here R2 by R1 equal to 1 by 4, or it is R1 equal to 4 into R2. So what happens here? So here what happens, R1 by R2 will going to get 4, means after the dilution, okay, after the dilution what happens, the rate will reduce to the 4 times of the initial rate of a reaction. Okay, so it is the option D which is correct. This is how you need to find out, a very simple. Okay, so the last question from 2019, that is the plot of T half versus R naught for a reaction is a straight line parallel to the x-axis. So the unit for the rate constant of this reaction is, so understand the question properly, the plot of T half versus R naught. So let us draw a plot or a graph of T half versus R naught. What is R naught? It is the initial concentration of a reactant. T half means what? The half-life of a reaction. Okay, for a reaction is a straight line parallel to the x-axis. Okay, it gives, when I draw a graph of these two values, we will going to get a line parallel to the x-axis. This is x-axis. A line will be drawn parallel to the x-axis. So this graph will going to represent one rate of a reaction. Okay, so according to that rate of a reaction, what is the unit for the rate constant? Okay, we need to tell. 4 units are given over here. So you could see here half-life period and the initial concentration. Okay, by the graph we could say the half-life of a reaction, given reaction, is independent on the concentration of a reactant. Whether we increase or decrease, the half-life or the T half of that reaction does not change or does not depend. Okay, so when I say this statement, we will get an idea that the T half of first order reaction, so what is the formula? T half is equal to 0.693 by K. So this is what the formula for the half-life of a first order. So we are not going to see any reactant concentration term here. So the T half is independent on the initial concentration of a reaction. So we could say it is the first order reaction. Okay, the half-life of a first order reaction. Now when we get to know it's a first order reaction, there are many units been given, so we should tell which is the order of a reaction. Okay, if you won't remember, at least you should know a simple way or a simple method to find out the order of a reaction, that is Kn is equal to mole. Okay, Kn is equal to mole 1 minus N, okay, and liter N minus 1 second. So this is a standard formula you have to remember, student. Okay, N means what? The order of a reaction. If I go on substitute the N value, I'm going to get unit for each order of a reaction. Okay, so here what we have, since it is a first order reaction, N equal to 1. So K is equal to mole, N equal to 1 means 1 minus 1 will going to get 0 here. Okay, and L, N1 minus 1, 0 here, and we're going to get what? Per second here. Actually it is per second. So per second. So mole 0, L 0, the value K is equal to, we have what? Per second. Okay. So the unit for the first order reaction is per second. So answer is option D. Okay. Similarly, if you need to find out for the second order, what you could do here, in place of a N, you need to put 2 values. So what happens here? K is equal to mole 1 minus 2, that is mole minus 1. L, 2 minus 1, N value is 2 because we are finding for the second order. 2 minus 1, so mole to the power 1. Okay, so per second as it is. So then what happens? K is equal to per mole liter per second for the second order. Okay. Okay, this is how you need to find out the order of a reaction. So for this question, the answer is per second. So this completes the questions of chemical kinetics that have been asked in the Karnataka CET from 2015 to 19. Okay, if you are not checked the 15 and the 16, please go through the previous video that I have uploaded. Okay, thank you. I hope it is useful for you.